been on a team in which there is a free rider? That's an expression used to refer to the fact that some team members contribute a lot less than others on a team. Let me give you an example of a frustrated team member. Let's call her Mary, who turned to Fortune magazine's career columnist Ann Fisher for advice. Mary had to stay until 9:30 p.m., once again missing her daughter's piano recital to finish a project because another member of her team, John, went waltzing out the door at 5 p.m. without completing his share of the work, with the deadline being the next morning. Other people on Mary's team had also picked up slack for John on many occasions, so it wasn't just Mary, but she was really starting to feel like a chump. So far, John has gotten away with slacking off because he's very likable and fun to have around, and everybody tiptoed around the fact that he's not doing his job. But Mary is really frustrated with his behavior and thinks that it's time to do something about this. In my own teaching experience, I have had countless people like Mary tell me similar stories. And in my own research, I've discovered that a lack of engagement or free riding is the #1 issue that keeps leaders up at night. The question is how to prevent it from happening. The team charter is my favorite tool to combat free riders. The team charter is a living document that is written by all team members. There are 3 ingredients in the team charter: goals, responsibilities, and norms. By the way, it's not going to work if the leader, or heaven forbid, senior management, writes the team charter and foists it on the team. The charter needs to be collectively authored by the team. Don't let it exceed 1 page, and don't put it in a file drawer. It should be in clear sight each time the team meets. Let's talk through each component. Goals. Suppose you gave everyone on your team a Post-it note or index card and asked them to write a 1-sentence description of the team goal. Keep it anonymous. Would you see overlap? Many leaders find that there's little or no overlap. Teams would be a lot better served if they revisited their overarching goal at the beginning of each meeting. Roles and responsibilities. Oftentimes, people are members of teams, but they don't know why they're there, and they don't know who's calling the shots. It's far better to be explicit about roles and responsibilities. I like using Richard Hackman's model of team and leader responsibility. As we work through this model, think about your own team. Let's start with manager-led teams. In a manager-led team, the team is responsible for executing the task, and the leader is responsible for selecting the team members and monitoring and managing performance processes. What's an example? Okay, suppose I pull together a team to do a competitive analysis of other business schools that have executive leadership programs. I want a report completed in 6 weeks. I'm expecting weekly progress reports, and I will personally deal with making sure members are contributing. I realize I sound like an ogre, but I'm trying to make a point. Now let's move to self-managing teams. In a self-managing team, the team not only executes the task, but they, not the leader, are in charge of monitoring and managing their own performance. Let's go back to my competitive analysis team example. Suppose my team tells me, look, Thomson, we've already had a meeting. We will deliver the final report in 8 weeks, and we will update you every fortnight, and we're having our own meetings on Thursdays to which you're not invited. Okay, you get the picture. They are monitoring their own performance, not me. A third type of team is a self-directing team. Self-directing, also known as self-designing teams, do all the things that self-managing teams do, but in addition, they select, recruit, and staff the team. They have border control. Okay, let's go back to this example. Suppose that the team announces that they've added Greg and Lisa to the team. Who the heck are these people, I might argue? Back off, Thomson. We did not ask for permission, and we're not going to beg for forgiveness. And heaven knows what we're going to do next week. Okay, I'm over-dramatizing, but you get the picture. A fourth type of team is the self-governing teams. Self-governing teams do all the things that self-directing teams do, but in addition, they have some influence over the larger organization. For example, they may shape strategic direction and new initiatives. The most common question I get is, all right already. There are differing degrees of leadership involvement with a team, ranging from hands-on, very directive, to very laissez-faire. Coach in the wings. What's the ideal? The answer is, depending upon your experience level, as compared to that of your team, the organizational culture, how overcommitted you are, and a variety of other factors, any one of these might be ideal. If you are not transparent about your relationship with the team, the risk you take is that people will feel overmanaged or underled. Rules of engagement. Many teams never discuss rules of engagement. They simply let things evolve. This is very unadvisable because, quite frankly, the least conscientious people will set bad norms. Did you know that norms are set within microseconds of a team's first meeting? It is far better to be proactive. And if I hear one more manager tell me that our rule is that we have no rules, I'm going to scream. Teams that declare we have no rules ultimately become paralyzed by dysfunctional norms. Far better to have clear rules of engagement. Let me give you one example of a team who set clear norms. Recently, I was working at an offsite with a senior leadership team, and they brought in a big basket at the beginning of the meeting. All the senior leaders stood up and put their phones into the basket. Their norm was that no phone call or email could possibly be more important than listening to the people at this meeting. Is there any evidence that teams who develop charters are more effective? According to Ruth Wagman, the answer is yes. Well-designed teams with poor leaders outperform poorly designed teams with good leaders. Let's sum up. It is never too late to develop a team charter. Treat the charter like a live plant. Revisit it, adjust, what's working, what's not working, what should be added. Finally, have the conversation with your team that too often is not had. What kind of a relationship do you want with your team? If you don't have this conversation, someone is having it without you in the room, and that's not ideal.